You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I-Go by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is You're Welcome America, the podcast that explains what the bloody hell Brits are banging on about.
In every episode, we translate British pop culture for America
and American pop culture for Britain. You're welcome. Je suis Benjamin.
Je suis Fraser avec le Z.
Fraser like razor.
Hello. Hi.
Hiya. Now, should we... we're not going to change the top of the show, but really, it's UK culture for the United States.
Oh. Uh-oh.
UK for US.
By the dawn's early light.
So, big topic up top.
Oh, what?
Someone's done something to you, haven't they? Someone's put a hex on you, haven't they?
All the girls on the block knocking at my door.
I'm not saying it's me, but when you start adding things up, it does sound like I've done it.
Here's the thing. I hate it when people are like, oh, just my luck. Oh, typical. Oh, or like bang on about having bad luck. But I will say, when you lay out all the evidence on the table, as I did to you on, when did I see you? Friday night.
Yeah.
There was a remarkable amount of mishaps, small mishaps that have been going on in my life.
Yeah, when you're adding it up, it's looking curse.
Yeah, it's a lot of just, almost getting hit by a car, almost crashing a car, getting very confused at a drag show by Trixie Mattel, who was a Trixie Mattel impersonator, but the event was sponsored by Trixie Mattel Cosmetics. It was just weird work things.
Had strange run-ins with people.
Strange run-ins, just all kinds of bits and bobs and things.
Well,
And
culminating with last night.
Well, Friday night I was telling you all this, and you're like, yeah, that is strange. And then you were joking because last night I was going to the Orville Pet concert. And you joked on Friday, maybe at the show, Orville will pick you out and tell you to get out of there, or like you'll have a run-in with Orville.
Yeah.
What happened was, I was getting ready to go, and I see on Instagram, he cancelled the show.
And it's called that magic.
I love that you saw it on Instagram as well. Like it wasn't even an email from the ticketing company.
The ticketing company.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, do you know what? We'll have a nice evening where we order like a lovely takeout, my favorite, which is the squid ink linguine, my brand. Order it.
Your brand.
Gets delivered. Someone else's order. I get delivered the wrong food. It's all just...
What did they deliver you?
It was okay, and then it was like a bolognese.
You ate it? You didn't send it back?
No, I was just like...
Well, at this point, when you've been this cursed, you just kind of lean into it, right?
Yeah. It's like that. So yeah.
Well, then even today you arrived and announced that you'd smashed something in your new wash bag and stained your t-shirt, and you were like, I don't think this is part of the curse. It's like, I think it is.
I smashed an entire bottle of cologne in a brand new wash bag, and now everything smells of that one cologne, and it stained my t-shirt.
Yeah.
It was pouring with rain once, and a lady came to the door, like this sort of fortune teller, and I turned her away.
Yeah.
She was pregnant, and it was actually December time, and she wanted a room for the night, and I was like, no, stranger danger.
Real amalgam of different stories there.
Yeah.
A fortune teller who's also Mary.
Yeah. I famously turned away Mary from the Nativity story.
Were you ever in the Nativity? Who'd you play?
I don't think I ever was. Were you?
Yeah,
Who
I
were
was
you?
Joseph.
Were you?
I was, yeah. Which I feel was some racial typecasting from my my nativity.
Yeah, but
I was the
also...
only person that actually looked like they were from biblical times.
Well, yeah, but if they hadn't cast you as Joseph, you could have sued.
Yeah. I should have been
Joseph?
Mary.
Was that his
Joseph.
name? Yeah.
That was his name, yeah.
But then I got confused because then there's Joseph in his dream coat. That's a different Joseph, right?
At the twilight's last gleaming.
I was cast as King Herod. He's the bad guy, I think.
Yeah, tracks.
Yeah. But then I couldn't do it for some reason. So someone else was given the role of Herod, and then I told them it was just by default that they got the role.
Couldn't do it for some reason.
It's because I was doing...
I can't commit. I can't commit to your nativity, I'm afraid.
We couldn't come to an agreement on my contract.
Or the sweet wine.
What else is going on apart from your curse?
Oh, we've bought Dua Lipa tickets for next year.
We sure have. I come and I go.
Illusion.
I've never been less excited to go and see someone, but in a very comfortable way.
Yeah.
I've got no excitement, which means there's really no way it can be bad.
I did put like a thing in my phone, like a reminder for the pre-sale to get the tickets. I like logged on like before it started, and it was like, there were 32 people ahead of you in the queue. And then as soon as it hit 10 a.m. or whatever, straight in.
I feel like lots of money's going to be spent.
Yeah.
I know I like a lot of the songs. I know she's going to do some of the hits. Fine.
We are going with podcast nemesis Michael, and we are in the standing area. He does love to push through to the front, but you and I don't.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Not for Dua.
No. I feel like we won't have to. There'll just be a clear path down the middle of the people.
Hi, do you want to go up to the front? Now, Katy Perry's going on tour next year. She hasn't announced the dates, but I do also want to go to that.
Yeah, there's something, a morbid curiosity about seeing the Lifetimes tour. A lifetime. It would be funny to see Women's World live because we've made such a derisive kind of art form out of it.
I don't think she's going to dare perform it because I sent you that thing yesterday. Did you watch that performance? Yeah. It's some Australia football game or something. And she performs a medley of hits, 17 minutes long. It's like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And only at the beginning do you hear, "It's a woman's world." And that's just the echo and that's gone.
She can't go on tour and not do that, though. It was her lead single. It's too...
You know that tour. It's called the Lifetimes Tour. It was originally called the Women's World Tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Women's World Tour.
Yeah.
Any other goss?
I went to a very strange evening last night. I went to Ronda, which is that gay night at Los Globos. We went outside and we were in the smoking area, the like little patio at the back, and me and Bordeaux we set up shop on a sofa.
Do you have a fag out back?
And we nattered away to just lots of strangers. What I will tell you is there was a gal out back. She was wearing, from a distance, it looked like she was in costume as a pirate wench. And it was just lots of kind of different lengths of flowing things in like pirate colors, like a kind of cream and a brown. She was wearing a belt, and on that belt was attached various tools. And in one of the pouches, there was the full handle of a kitchen knife, and it went down into... It was a meat cleaver. I couldn't stop looking at it, and I couldn't stop talking to people about it. I kept being like, that girl has a meat cleaver on her belt.
How could you be allowed into a club with a meat cleaver?
Well, then the theory started going around that, well, it must be a prop meat cleaver because they would have searched her when she came into the club, which then leads you to think, why does one need an outfit that has a prop meat cleaver attached to it?
It's not Halloween.
It was bizarre. Anyway.
It's LA, baby.
From curses to meat cleavers in the club.
We're doing it all.
The rocket's red glare.
By the way, before we get into feedback, this is a very special episode.
Is it?
Yeah, because we're doing, as threatened, we're doing the Forgotten Ladies of the 2000s. So get excited for that. But in the meantime, shall we do some feedback?
Yes.
If you'd like to leave us some feedback, BTW, do go onto our Instagram. You can email us at...
You're welcome, americapodcast@gmail.com.
You can also call us at 612-699-2007, like the year. Please, we haven't had a little call for a while. Love a wee call. Also, please, can you rate and review us?
So we had a bit of feedback because we are actually covering Drag Race. You always mock me for that. It's just the way I want to talk, okay?
It's so UK.
Well, I am from there. So
okay.
actually, we are covering the actual 6th season of Drag Race UK, actually. Mm-hmm. And we did our Meet the Queens, and everyone. A couple of people are excited to hear us talk about it. Producer Brie got in touch, and she had also forgotten about Ginger Johnson, so you're not the only one.
That's good.
We got a request from Paul McGregor on Instagram just asking us to make sure we include more Cheddar Gorgeous slander.
Well, I believe in...
I think there is in that first episode that's just come out. I think we did talk about Cheddar.
Also, Paul McGregor, you can rate and review us. Come on.
Okay.
Thank you. And with Drag Race UK Season 6, we are doing episodes of that every week. So you're going to get that, but you're going to get your regular UA Prime every other week. So speaking of regular UA Prime, Crystal got in touch because I posted a little video of Katy Perry introducing Tina Arena on stage.
I'm in chains. Is that Tina Arena?
Yes,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think they then duet that.
Yeah.
So Crystal asks, I need a UA Australia correspondent to it's a word I can never say.
Succinctly
explain the UK and US equivalent of Tina Arena. So basically, if there are any Australian listeners out there, who is the UK equivalent of Tina Arena and who is the US equivalent of Tina Arena? Because I can't answer.
She was very 90s, wasn't she, Tina
Yeah.
Arena? She felt like she was maybe in a kind of Lisa Stansfield
Yes.
kind of vein. So maybe Lisa Stansfield. I love that song. I've been around the world and I.
For some reason, all of this is making me think of your mum.
Yeah, my mum is. It's because I've told you about that double cassette tape that my mum had called All Woman. And my dad had it in his car for like 10 years.
All woman. So yeah, please get in touch with all the usual things. We've got some fun coming up towards the end of the year with all this drag race and all kinds of different shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Let's play some basketball.
So, on our last regular episode, we were discussing Naomi Campbell, and we came across a wild piece of media, which is the FHM High Street Honeys group performing a cover of Do You Think I'm Sexy? And it involved some very wild celebrities, and we talked about a few of them, saying that there's some real kind of forgotten ladies of the 2000s in that video. And that's what inspired today's today's category, which is just simply forgotten ladies of the 2000s.
Yeah, because we had a lot of success with our forgotten boy bands or forgotten girl groups. Now just forgotten ladies in general, because there's a lot we couldn't include in those categories.
Exactly.
Can you just remind us of the list of the gals in the FHM clip?
So there was Hannah and Tina from S Club. No Rachel, no Joe. Liz McLarnon from Atomic Kitten. No one else from there. Jessica and Kelly and Michelle from Liberty X. They got the full set from Liberty X. Lisa Scott Lee, Mylene Klass, Jodie Marsh, Michelle Marsh, and I do believe Sophie Anderton was in there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in that group. And we were like, oh, there's some girl band people in there, but also just some kind of individuals. Jodie Marsh is someone we need to revisit on another day.
That should be a whole topic,
Yeah,
shouldn't it?
she warrants a whole topic.
Oh my
so
God,
I hope she's not in your list.
We could get podcast nemesis Michael on for that, because he did work with her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we kind of both came up with separate lists. I will admit that I think both of our lists really became a little too music focused, but what are you going to do? They're the most forgotten ladies, I think.
We don't know each other's lists.
Yes, we're gonna surprise each other. I will tell you, I came up with at least two of my people on my list came from when I worked at the Early Learning Center, and I was haunted by a couple of artists of the time that didn't that haven't been around since. I will say.
Total side note, just to derail us. Did you see that text from our friend Andrew, who was in line either in front of or behind Preston?
Yes,
From
the Ordinary Boys.
Ordinary Boys. Boys will be boys. In LA.
Yeah. Crazy that he recognized him, and crazy that he was in Mount Washington of all places.
I know. Well, Glassell Park technically, but sure. Here is my first forgotten ladies of the 2000s.
Your body, girl, makes the fellas go. The way you ride it, girl, makes the fellas go. Ooh, your body, girl, makes the fellas go.
Nina Sky.
Nina Sky.
We didn't talk about them in the girl group special, did we?
We certainly didn't. I will tell you straight off the bat, we do not have a double up.
We don't have a match?
No double ups,
No,
which is
okay,
good. Which
right.
is good.
Oh my God, I love this song.
Well, this is sampled in. Is it Kalani's? Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, let me just get her
Kalani's
up.
song. After Hours has this at the beginning of it.
Which is a phenomenal song.
An amazing song.
I love a song with a pan pipe.
It's very panpipey. After Hours is.
So I have a vivid memory of Nina Sky. That song must have come out 2004, and I was all over it. And I remember, I'm sure I've told this story before, being at, there was a club in Covent Garden called the Gardening Club.
Oh, God. Now that's something that can be forgotten in the 2000s. Oh, the Gardening Club. Ben, I'm so angry with you for even saying that.
I had a wild summer in London where I was staying there for a few weeks in between university terms. Actually, I was going to art school. Remember when I went to Central St. Martin's? For summer school.
I can't.
And yeah, Sabrina and I really partied at the gardening club to Nina Sky.
To Nina Sky. Who are they?
Oh, no clue.
Oh, you haven't looked them up or anything?
Oh, should I see where they are now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've done a bit of research on mine. Jesus.
Okay. I've got so many flaps and things and different things open. It's quite a lot. So Nina Sky are and were identical twins, Nicole and Natalie Albino.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Their most recent album from 2012 was called Nicole and Natalie.
They really went up there with, even though I haven't included her on my list, they really up there with Lumidee in terms of two songs where people are singing out of tune on the final mix.
Yeah, totally. Oh my
You
God.
and me,
If you wanna know. Don't make me talk about also Frankie and Benny. No, Frankie and Thingy. F you right back.
Well, you've taken one off my list.
Okay, let's go straight to it. Who is your forgotten lady of the 2000s?
So there was a great phenomenon that happened in the 2000s, and there was a song written by an artist called Eamon. And he wrote a song called Fuck You, and it went very, very big in the time. And then inexplicably, what seemed like the person who the song was written about released a kind of comeback song that was called Fuck You Right Back, which, you know, as we know canonically, we only support and believe in women, and Fuck You Right Back is way better than Fuck You the single.
Fuck what I did was your fault somehow. Fuck the presents, I threw all that shit out. Fuck all the crying, it didn't mean jack. Well, guess what, yo? Fuck you right back.
And an extra special shout out to her for including the lyrics,
But I do admit I'm glad I didn't catch your crabs.
which actually was in a major release in this song.
Wow.
Really fantastic.
So Eamon's song went to number one, I
Yes.
think. Did this go to number one?
Don't remember, but I will tell you that all of that was a lie, and that she was just it was like a
Random.
record company thing where they were like, oh, we'll try and capitalize on it. It's a very smart move to make it seem like it was a real situation.
Were they American or were they British?
They were very much American. Yeah.
They were, okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if they were. I wonder if that was a thing here as well. This could be a bit of a Ruby Wax situation.
The Ruby Wax clause.
The Ruby Wax syndrome.
It peaked at number 63 on the Billboard Top 100, this
Okay.
song. But it went to number 1 in Australia and number 10 in the UK.
Because we knew what was up.
Oh no, it went to number 1 in the UK.
Wait, Eamon or Frankie?
Frankie. I don't care about Eamon's performance.
Okay, so Frankie went to number one.
Yeah.
So what happened to her next?
She left her record company in 2006 and recorded a new album, which was released as a digital download in 2006. The song failed to chart, and Frankie was dropped from Big Entertainment. Then there's literally one line in her Wikipedia that just says, later she worked as a model. Period. There's nothing else after that. Frankie, where art thee? Her name is Nicole Francine Aiello. She's 41. Well, of course she is.
Of course
she was our age.
I remember being at uni when this was all happening.
Oh yeah, this was a real. F You Right Back is really good. I love that beginning of it, that noise. It's really good.
You know what's funny about doing this is you're making me think of people as we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, shall I do my next one for you?
Yeah.
This is a slight cheat, but just bear with me. Lolly.
Ollie.
Now, Lolly technically originally released stuff in 1999, but then it was early 2000s. So I'm allowed to have her as a forgotten lady of the 2000s. She was a very...
She's already starting to get forgotten in the early days of the 2000s. She's already fading for everyone's minds.
So she was a funny one because all that music, she always seemed a lot older than
Yeah.
what she was portraying and the music she was putting out. But
Yeah.
it was real
She had
like...
real Daphne and Celeste vibes, didn't
Yes, real Steps derivative
Yeah.
Daphne and Celeste vibes. And she was the one I was thinking of that really wore like some tight Miss 60 flares with that utility
Right.
belt on top. She had a few songs and then she became a CBBC presenter. Do you remember that?
That made sense. That really tracked in a trajectory kind of way. Trajectory.
How did you feel about Lolly at the time?
Weirdly, for someone who really liked pop music, nothing in her got me.
Same.
And it's strange because everything about it makes sense to me. And it's like that song, it sounds like, you know, my favorite song by Scooch.
You
Sounds
love
like
that
For
song
Sure
by
by Scooch, but I like that song more.
That's for sure.
Oh, they're not forgotten. I'm not putting anyone from Scooch on my list.
When we go to Mexico for my 40th, can we listen to that song?
Yes.
Because it feels quite kind of like ba-ba-ba-ya.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ya, I'm happy for that to be your birthday, the birthday song for you.
Can you play Scooch?
Because unfortunately, the song for my birthday trip did become Woman's World by Katy Perry. Honestly, that song's always going to remind me of my 40th birthday now.
Well, you're welcome. Right, who's your next gal, forgotten gal from the 2000s?
So this is my first of two early learning center artists that I was tortured with in the 2000s. This is from 2004.
Okay.
It's just a ride, it's just a ride. No need to run, no need to hide. It'll take you round and round. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down.
Some real, like, mid-tempo drivel.
This wish-wash song that haunted me for the whole time I worked in retail. I believe in the year 2004, everyone that worked in retail was genuinely harmed by this singer. She was called Gem, Jem, which, when you think about it, you're like, oh, like a gemstone's really nice. Her name's Gemma. She's
All right, Gem,
Gemma with a J.
Gem, do your song, Gem.
So she was a Welsh artist.
That makes
and
sense.
She had a huge, that song was like weirdly like, she had like a huge just that one song.
Yeah.
But it's a real, the music video is only available in SD. I can't find an HD remaster of it anywhere. And she just looks like a nice gal from Wales.
Oh, so when you say Gem, I instantly went in my head, Gem and the Holograms.
No, she's certainly not.
Yeah.
She lives in California. Oh my God, she resides in Los Angeles. Oh God, I hope she doesn't hear.
God, maybe she lives with Preston from the Ordinary
I hope
Boys.
she doesn't hear us. Oh, but I mean, I have nothing else to say about that, but there's Gem.
Okay, here's my next gal.
I'm still crazy for your horny love. Won't stop working till you give it up. My name is French Kisses. Won't stop working till you call me up. I'm still crazy for your horny love. Won't stop working till you give it up. My name is French Kisses.
Jacinta? Is that her name? Is it Jacinta?
Gentina.
Gentina. I knew it was something like that.
Jacinta sounds like someone back in the early 2000s in the Big Brother house. Jacinta's in the garden.
I feel like Jacinta's a character in Bridget Jones, I think.
Jacinta. Okay, we did just have a power cut, which...
The curse.
Fuck, it's the curse.
Ben.
Wait, do you think Gem cursed us? What is going on?
Ben, get out of my house. My power's just got out again. Okay, the power's back on. Whatever you've done with the curse, we've managed to keep it off again. I think we're okay.
We'll see.
Let's keep going.
Gentina, French Kisses.
Yes.
She also had that song, Badass Stripper in the Escalade.
I'll be honest, much like Lolly, Jentina didn't connect with me.
Oh, she did with me.
There was something about that. She had a bit of it was pots and pans adjacent, but it wasn't quite what I needed to hear.
I went in 2000 and must have been just before. Yeah, 2003 or maybe 2004. Anyway, I went to Croatia.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Like quite a while ago, before people kind of went to Croatia. But I will say it. When I went, it was quite odd because look, I don't know anything about history. There'd been a war there. There'd been tourism, and let's just say they were in recovery. It hadn't really got up to speed yet, so it was a very strange place to go
What's
to
this
in
got
the
to
early
do
2000s.
with
Jacinda, because I remember being in an Airbnb or wherever it was at the time and
house.
watching and watching MTV, I don't know, Croatia, and this was one of the songs that played every maybe 45 minutes.
Where's she from?
She's from the UK.
Oh.
She's a traveller.
Where is she now?
Don't know. Who's next in your list?
All the thugs in the club, get your Chris on ice. Ladies in the club, shake your body like that. My kind of dance, so we're doing it right.
Yo, who got the inflow, keeping it tight?
Maffia, remember I told ya, I'm a soldier.
What a song.
Lisa,
Maffia.
Maffia. I remember I told you, I'm a soldier.
Now, I think that that song All Over by Lisa Maffia is a direct UK translation of Kelly Rowland's Can't Nobody. It's got the exact same, like,
What's Kelly's
ding-a-ling-a-ling. No, I know, can nobody do it like me? It's got the exact same, like, they're both on like a parallel, but obviously Lisa's is a little further down there.
Well, classic. Lisa was in So Solid Crew, right?
Yeah, Lisa Maffia was in an R&B and rap collective of the 2000s called So Solid Crew, and then she went solo with that song. I will say, I tried to catch up with Miss Maffia. She's quite the mogul. So she's got Maffia Rum, which was released in
Maffia Rum. Do you think your brother's ever had Maffia Rum?
Oh no, that's my brother. You know what my brother's like. It'll be goose or bust. I just saw a post where she said, "Thanks to everyone that joined us for the launch of Maffia Rum in Lisa's hometown of Brixton," which made me laugh. Hometown of Brixton. She is in her Instagram bio. She says singer. She actually says sing instead of singer.
Okay.
Rap, DJ, promoter, public speaker, agent, candle maker, interior designer. So she makes candles, and also her pinned post is her getting baptized. So she's found Jesus again in January of this year. The Lord is those candles and Jesus are keeping her looking. She looks great. Yeah, I'm looking at a little video of her right now. So yeah, Lisa Maffia. She's one of my picks. Love her.
I'm going to veer away from music.
Oh.
I'm going to say a name to you. Margherita Taylor.
Oh my goodness.
Margherita Taylor, T4 host. Margherita Taylor, MBE.
Oh.
What? I mean, her and June Sarpong just getting those accolades. So she now does, I think, like smooth radio and classic FM and all that kind of stuff. Just, she studied media and communications at the University of Central England, now Birmingham City University. Media and communications.
Good for her.
Yeah, she got an MBE for, I think it's like services to broadcasting. Yeah.
Oh.
Services to broadcasting and diversity. 2022, not that long ago.
Mine's actually not technically a music thing. I do have a musical introduction for this person.
Okay. I've got a guess. Is it Samanda?
I'll tell you what, Ben, it's Samanda. Because I thought to myself, I was like, you've got your Alison Hammond. She's literally the biggest ever Big Brother like contestant of all time, still famous. I was like, even Kate Lawler, I think, is like a DJ around Ibiza.
Kate Lawler's on my list.
But I thought who we've lost to the mists of time is Sam and Amanda, the twins Samanda from Big Brother. They were on Big Brother in 2007. And they inexplicably got all the way to the final of that show, along with Brian Bello. Remember?
Yeah, he won, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And they had kind of a short-lived but kind of wildly explosive career when they came out of Big Brother, where they were kind of like a very flash-in-the-pan UK version of the Olsen twins for like about 6 months. I feel like they launched like makeup ranges.
Yeah.
They covered Barbie Girl, and I love them.
They definitely had a line of cosmetics at Superdrug or something.
Their second single, entitled Honey Love, was a cover of Donny Osmond's #1 UK hit Puppy Love, and was a tie-in with the Sugar Puff cereal and their mascot, the Honey Monster, who appeared in the video.
They were ahead of their time. I mean, today, just think of the spawn they could have done.
Yeah,
on
no,
Instagram.
they really like did a good version of like their fame grab after Big Brother.
What happened to them?
Well, I can tell you, I tried to look them up, and Sam can't find her for love nor money on social media. I mean, I didn't do the strongest search, but I did find Amanda's Instagram. It's private, so I can't actually look at her, but I can see in her tiny little picture that she has an incredibly hot husband or boyfriend, like really hot, just in this tiny little picture. She looks great. She looks very like grown up and classy. And in her bio, it says she's a merchandiser at ASOS. And I was like, do you know what? That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I put one of the Samanda twins in charge of buying stuff at ASOS.
Yeah.
Age 36.
She's using her business acumen to do that. Well, one of mine was Kate Lawler. And the only reason I thought of Kate Lawler is because the other day I saw her do an Instagram live where she was banging on about the price of buying a loaf of sourdough. And it was really annoying because I think it was either £10 or £12. And she was going out of her way to try and be like relatable and be like, whoa, what's the world come to? It costs this much for sourdough. But then I was also like in my head, I don't think you're that wealthy.
Right.
So even there are just many, many layers to it. Also, I will say, really annoying voice.
Yeah.
And I don't remember that.
No, she won the nation's heart in Big Brother, didn't she? She
Yeah.
was, but do you remember that was one of the standouts from that series was the fact that that was the year that they afterwards started banning them drinking so much on the show. Do you remember?
No.
Yeah, they were, I think it was Big Brother 3, because it's the one with Jade Goody, wasn't it? And they were buying so much alcohol with their shopping money and getting like fucked up and like really drunk and like throwing up and stuff. And then I think that's when the show like had to start putting limits on how much alcohol they gave them in like one sitting, because they were like binge drinking on camera.
Okay.
Her and Alex, do you remember Alex? He was really hot.
Did Alex have long hair?
Sibley.
Did Alex have long
Yeah.
hair? Yeah, I remember him.
He was hot. Still is. He's the forgotten man of the 2000s.
Do you remember one later year Stuart Pinkleton?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God, he was
Michelle
so
and
hot.
Stu. Yeah, he was so hot.
Well, that was my next one, just to go through real quick.
Okay.
Who have you got? Okay, is it Stephanie Mackintosh?
It's indeed Stephanie Mackintosh. That was her song. That was her song "Mistake," which
Yeah.
I will stand by the fact that I genuinely listened to that song. You know, it's in a pretty regular rotation for me. I think it's a really, really good song. So she
Neighbours?
was on Neighbours. She played the role of Sky Mangle.
Yeah,
Which, when you think
Mangle.
about it, the fact that her name was Mangle is kind of insane. She was on the show from 2003 to 2007, so she really was
Good for
big
her.
in the 2000s.
She's got the vocal strength of, say, a Hilary Duff.
And that song was very Hilary Duff-esque. And in the music video, she's playing a waitress at a party, and I think she ends up like kind of ripping off her waitress outfit and like
Performing for the crowds?
Yeah, I think so. And she's the half brother of Jason Donovan. Well, I did not.
Half sister.
She's the half sister of Jason Donovan. I did not know that. I've just found that out from. Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was at a Christmas party, like in the Cotswolds with Jason Donovan and also that pantomime guy? What's his name?
Christopher Biggins.
Yes. And
Wow.
we got a tour of the house, and it was like 4 of us. Yeah. Anyway.
So weird. So yeah, there's that was her, and then 2008 to present on her Wikipedia is quite a tough read. My favorite one being Mackintosh was approached in 2008 to appear on Dancing with the Stars Australia. However, she's not appeared on the show.
She was approached,
I love
but
that
didn't appear.
her being approached is on her Wikipedia.
Wow.
And she came back for the Neighbours anniversary episode in 2015. Oh, she went back to Neighbours in 2020, and she left in 2022.
Oh, good for her.
Interesting.
I always remember that song was used in Summer Heights High.
Yes.
That's-
They dance to it in their talent show.
Yeah.
She looks great.
Good for her.
Just to comment on a woman's looks.
Speaking of women, do you want another forgotten woman of the 2000s?
Sure.
Who's that?
That's Debelah Morgan.
It sure is.
Don't you for a second call her Deborah Morgan.
If you or I were ever on Strictly or Dancing with the Stars, we would insist on
Yeah.
doing a routine to Debelah
They'd
Morgan.
be like, how do we even get the rights for that song? Where even is it?
I know.
Who do we even talk to? Just look up Debelah on the yellow pages.
I haven't looked into her because I just don't think we need to.
She goes hand in hand with who's Plunky Plonky Plonk on the treadmills?
What do you mean?
Who does the song Plinky Plinky Plonk on the treadmills?
What? What do you mean?
Here's a number to myself, hit me on the hip. Here's a number to the crib where I really live. Straight up, I'm not thinking about the mother chicks. Set up, they ain't even coming close to this.
Chante Moore, straight up.
Oh yes,
The two of them came out.
They are so similar.
Chante Moore had quite a long music career according to this, but she really only came into my life with that one song, Plinky Plinky Plonk.
Does that not?
That is a great song.
That song is, let's just say it's released in May, just in time for like the start of the summer.
Blinky Blinky Plonk. I love that song so much.
It also reminds me of that song that, was it Blackstreet and Maya did for the Rugrats
Yes,
soundtrack?
yes. Very similar.
Take me there.
Yes.
I wanna go there. Okay, well, who's next? You're next again.
Oh yeah, Chante Moore wasn't on my list, but she just
She made it.
She came up. Now this is an artist that really reminds me of when I first started working in television, and you know when a song makes you feel like a season and a feeling, and it's not necessarily a good one.
Okay.
This song actually makes me feel kind of bad.
No more poison, killing my emotions. I will not be frozen. Dancing is my remedy.
This
is Little Boots.
Little Boots, and that song Remedy. It haunted me one festive period. I remember that song wouldn't get away from me, and it was just.
I feel like that song was designed for me to like it, and she was designed for me to. I was never into Little Boots.
She's tough. Victoria, her name is. She's called Little Boots because it's the nickname her friend gave her because she's got really little feet. I knew that fact would really annoy you. According to her Wikipedia, she entered Pop Idol, but didn't get to be on air. Yeah. That's it. Little Boots.
Do you want another one?
Thanks, Davina.
That's so funny. I couldn't work out where it was in my head, but you're right. Speaking of, a non-forgotten lady from the 2000s, that's Davina McCall. Similar genre, Amanda Byram.
I think we have our first. No, we don't. No, mine's Jayne Middlemiss.
So have we not had any double
we
ups
haven't.
yet?
We've had double ups where we've mentioned people, but we haven't had a single double up
This
yet.
is weird, but Amanda Byram. I mean, the main thing really, and it wasn't on our radar in the UK, was the fact that she presented the Swan.
Yes.
So for UK listeners who don't know, the Swan, early 2000s Fox.
We had it in the UK.
Did it air in the UK?
Yeah, I watched it.
But it was late night on Channel 4 or something.
I watched it on. Yeah, it was on Sky 1,
Right.
2 or something.
Very extreme makeover show where women are given a new lease of life, and they're given extensive plastic surgery, not allowed to look at themselves. There are no mirrors for 3 months, and then revealed what they look like in front of a mirror. They were coached to give big reactions as well,
and also genuinely you would see their children crying because they didn't recognize their own parent.
Yeah. And then
well, this was the twist.
They all had to compete against each other in a beauty pageant.
Yeah, the twist was you have extreme insecurities. We're going to fix that, but then you're going to be in a contest where you're still not good enough.
Well, also in quotation marks, we're going to fix that.
Yeah,
we're gonna, and also some of the women didn't a lot more was not forced upon them, but let's just say they were provided with a lot more cosmetic procedures than they perhaps thought they would ever need.
Yeah, I think a lot of women received breasts that didn't necessarily want them on that show.
Oh, God. So yeah, that's Amanda Byram. There we go.
Now, I've got another song to play you. Okay. I actually weirdly mentioned this person quite a lot, so I think you're going to know this one. Now, this is obviously...
Sweeter than me.
Nothing sweeter than... About me. That's
me.
Gabriella Cilmi.
Cilmi.
Now, you want to talk again about someone that haunted me working in retail in the early 2000s.
Oh, I can only
Miss
imagine.
Cilmi really... I'd get a Cilmi down my back every time I heard the opening strains of Sweet About Me. Ugh, that song. She's from Australia, but she was really big in the UK. I thought she was British for some reason, but I just saw on her thing she's from Australia.
She's not on my list, but for some reason my mind is going to Kate Nash.
Yeah, she's...
That era.
That same era. Luckily, I wasn't haunted by Kate Nash because her lyrics were too racy for the Early Learning Centre, but Miss Cilmi and Gem of Just a Ride fame were up there.
It's all very...
Wish-wash?
Corinne Bailey Ray.
Well, Ben... You've done it again this time. My final selection. I'm going to go straight into it. My final selection for my kind of early learning centre songs I was haunted by is Miss Bailey Ray.
Go put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down.
Now,
3 little birds sat on my window.
when I was doing this and putting this together, I put that song on and I was listening to it and I was like, this is a really good song. It's an annoying song because we got again in retail in the 2000s, put your records on really. But I was listening to it and I was like, actually, UK term.
Actually,
This is a lovely song. And this is one of the YouTube comments really made me laugh, and it was, her voice feels like summer. Girl, put your records on.
When did that come out, that song? Was that uni?
Yes.
Uni.
No, it was just after, because I was
Yeah, but
that's what I was working
but
in retail.
You're a lot
I was
older
working
than me.
in I was
You're
working
a lot older than me, remember? A lot older than me.
I was working in retail during university, actually, so that does make sense. 2006.
How about if I got a sweatshirt made up for you that just said uni?
Yeah, you should. That's a really good idea. I'd love that.
Okay, here's my next forgotten lady of the 2000s.
Pennies coming home. Come on, love is gonna cause Ain't no way that you gon' get up in this for free. Pennies gonna cause love is gonna cause Ain't no way that you gon' get up in this for free.
Just Trina.
Just Trina.
Now, the reason
New Trina is what she said.
The new Trina, because it's new Trina.
It sounds like a Nutrisystem.
The reason I remember her so well is because they used that sound in Cribs a lot. When it was like, okay, so this is my living room, and then they do those like weird
Yeah.
shots, like.
She was her and I think it was her and Eve were guest judges on Drag Race back in the day together.
Hey.
Yeah.
She had
It's in quite a famous episode where they do like a rap challenge.
She had a really good song about a private jet or something that I really. Oh my god, she did a Tiny Desk concert 1 year ago for NPR.
I don't this is gonna be the one person I challenge you on. I think Trina's actually pretty famous.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think she might still be kind of famous. In the same way that like Maya is famous and Eve.
I think though, in the UK, she wasn't really
Yeah,
ever
no.
that famous.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the Trina train, it made me thinking of this gal.
I'ma be the one to bring it to you. Got my girls, got my man. Find your own and leave mine alone. Don't mess with my man. I'ma be the one to bring it to you. Here's a little advice for you. Find your own man.
Who's that?
It's Nivea.
Nivea.
Not the
I
cream.
Loved Nivea.
Yeah, me too.
Don't
Also,
mess with my man.
I'm gonna throw her on that list of people who sound slightly out of tune in the released version of their song.
I love that song. And then there was a Daria movie all about going to college or something, and she also had a song called "Don't Mess with the Radio."
Yes,
that was
I remember that one
obsessed
too.
with,
Yeah, I liked Nivea. She never did a sponsorship deal with Nivea, did she?
which is bananas.
She really should have done.
Yeah. Who else have you got?
I've got one final person on my list. I don't even think you're going to recognize it when I play this song.
Love me or hate me, it's still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then fuck you. If you hate me, then fuck you.
I don't
Those
think
were
I've
the
ever heard that song.
That was the dulcet tones of a little gal by the name Louise Amanda Harmon, also known as Lady Sovereign.
Oh yeah.
Remember Lady Sovereign?
Did she do bad? She a badass? No. I'm thinking Princess.
The other game,
Superstar.
Princess Superstar. No, Lady Sovereign. She really came off the back of like, kind of Miss Dynamite, who I did have on my
Miss
list as well.
Dynamite.
She came off the back of the kind of Miss Dynamite like UK rap scene, but obviously the big glaring difference for Lady Sovereign is that she is a white woman, a white woman from Wembley in London.
A white woman from Wembley. White woman from Wembley in West London.
And I do like that she said on her Wikipedia page that when she put loads of like mixtapes out, and all of the comments underneath were, "You're a white woman."
That's good.
And actually, weirdly, in a weird kind of bringing it all together, before she managed to like get a record label, because she actually signed with Def Jam, and that album came out under like Jay-Z's stuff. And before that, she did these mixtapes where she remixed loads of songs by the Ordinary Boys. She did a song called Girls Will Be Girls as like a comeback to Boys Will Be Boys, which is also like F you right back.
Fucking hell. Why is this all connected? I'm going to give you one more.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just do some honorary names as well. Here's my final one for you.
I can't take it. What am I waiting for? My heart's still breaking. I miss you even more.
Who's that?
How dare you? She's not forgotten in my mind or heart. Stacie, is it Orrico or Orrico?
I don't know.
Never quite know, but she really hit the mark in my household, and I was into that song Stuck
Stuck.
She did. There's gotta be more to life.
than taking this
Yeah.
every temporary high. Jesus.
Yeah, remember that's my famous Stacie Orrico story is when I uploaded her album to my iTunes and it automatically classified her under Christian pop, and I was so angry.
Because she is Christian.
And I didn't know.
Well,
no one told me.
No, us in the UK, we didn't know that. We didn't know that Mary Mary Shackles was in any way like.
Let's not even utter their name on Forgotten Ladies. They've never been forgotten. Shackles is a great song.
I do have some honorary lady names for you.
Go for it. Throw them out.
I mean, it really did all start with Sarah Whatmore.
It did.
And then, of course, if we're talking Sarah Whatmore, we're going to have to just throw a name check to a Rosie Ribbons.
Yes, and Jessica Garlic.
Yeah, totally. Jessica Garlic. Louise Rowe. Mm-hmm. If you're
Fashion designer Louise
Rowe. Plain
Fashion
Jane.
correspondent.
Plain Jane, then in the city. Blue Cantrell.
Yep.
And then did we discuss on Forgotten Girl Groups Booty Love?
No, but we've touched on them so many times.
You see, that's the thing. I put them in brackets, as we would say in the UK, just because I don't, or parenthesis, whatever, because I don't think they're forgotten.
No, and they're such an ever-present. I'd say out of this whole list of everyone we've talked about, I think we've talked about Booty Love the most out of everyone.
Yeah. So, but we want to know if we've missed anyone out, any like really big notables.
Yeah, let us know who comes to your mind when you think of Forgotten Ladies of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Well, we survived 2 power cuts. Ben's curse is living on. We've survived 2 power cuts. It's now got so hot in my apartment that the AC has had to come on at like a high temperature. So we're in big trouble. So I think we need to go before something really bad happens.
Thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review us, specifically those people that I gave a shout out to. When I say a shout out, a personal threat to.
Yeah, name and shame, I believe.
Call us, get our Instagram, emails, do all the things. And remember, you get you lot get an episode of Your Welcome America Presents Drag Race UK Season 6 every week. And you get You a Prime every other week.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I go by Toyota. Sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.